Alright, so the markets are down today. You can see Bitcoin is having a big move back to the downside. In this video, we're going to check out Bitcoin, we're going to check out why it's moving to the downside, what the stock market is doing, and what the altcoins are doing. Before we jump into this video, as promised the last couple of days, we have been setting up the Discord. It's almost set up, had a few issues with the YouTube bot that we were trying to code in there. However, it is basically good enough to post. You know, there will be a chat room where all of you guys can chat and talk to each other. So if you want to go into the description of this video, I will include the invite to the Discord link. So hope to see you in that channel. Let's jump into the analysis today. So for Bitcoin, previously we were running off this chart, and we will start here. So you can see on the daily, Bitcoin is moving to the downside. In terms of the macro market structure, nothing has really changed. I mean, you know, you can still argue this is a higher low. We are having a macro market momentum shift on the daily, not to mention, you know, the market shift that we're having on the weekly right now. So I do remain extremely bullish on Bitcoin. However, in the short term, we are pushing down. In my previous videos, I set a daily close below 39,000. Would not look good for the market. We have still not had that daily close. We do not know if we're going to get a strong bounce above. However, you can almost see we're playing out like a head and shoulders pattern with a breakdown, so I would not be surprised if we came back up to 39,000 maybe in the next couple of hours before having a move to the downside. It is unfortunately looking very shaky right now. Everything is moving down. We're getting lots of selling volume coming in as we're breaking down as well, so not what you want to see. So you might be wondering, you know, why is Bitcoin moving down today? Well, if we come over to the DXY, you can see the DXY is just going on an absolutely huge rally. We previously talked about the DXY triple top theory. Maybe it makes more sense to draw it to the wicks, and if you do draw it to the wicks, you can see, I mean, I don't know why, I mean, obviously we drew it to the candle bodies, but I guess the wicks as well defines this much better, because I guess we wicked out on here, and, you know, we're coming up for our third touch point now. So I really do think the dollar needs to top out very, very soon. There have only been a few times in the past forever that the dollar has had a strong rally like this. And it is very surprising, if I'm honest. I did not see this coming. I thought we were going to top out by 100, but we did keep on going up. I do, however, think this is the top. If we do just, you know, break through this and keep on rallying, which I really don't think we'll do, but, you know, say for example we take out the all-time high that we put in back here in like 2016, then, you know, we're going to go into a bear market. There's no other way of saying it. However, while we are beneath this vicinity, I do think we are going to be setting up for a big fall off the table, because in my opinion, I think the bottom is very, very close for Bitcoin. Now, we're actually going to run a new Bitcoin chart today. I noticed this, looking at this from a fresh slate. I decided, you know, it'd be best to remove a lot of the indicators and see what is going on from a fresh perspective without any lines on the chart. And I noticed something straight away. We're putting in a broadening wedge formation. We didn't come all the way down to the bottom of this wedge, which would be down here at 37,800. However, we have had a bounce pretty much at that level, and we are seeing a small bounce right now. I really don't want to get like excited over a 2-hour bounce after a huge, you know, 8-hour landslide to the downside. So we're really going to need to see how this plays out. These broadening wedges do have a greater likelihood of breaking to the upside. However, if you did, you know, if you did want to know the breakdown target, you know, if we come down to it in the next 24 hours, then, you know, a move below 37,700 would not really fare well for Bitcoin whatsoever. So Bitcoin is not looking good. The DXY is tanking the stock market, and the stock market in turn is tanking Bitcoin. So, you know, you can see the dollar's going on a huge rally. Gold is pretty much flat. Coinbase is down 5% today. This is really not good. From your public sale, we were up here, or from your, was it IPO or was it an IDO? Was it initial distribution or was it an initial public offering? I think it was an IPO. It was a public offering. So, you know, we had our Coinbase IPO up here at 430. We're literally like a third of that price. So we've literally completely fallen off the table for Coinbase. I mentioned this in my last stock market update or the total market update. It is not good when you see Coinbase stock completely landsliding. Even though it's a stock, in my opinion, it just does not look good for crypto in general while we are doing this. If we come over to Tesla stock, this is not good at all. Tesla stock is down 10% today. And, we have had these sharp moves to the downside a lot of the time. I think a lot of Tesla traders are not traditional stock traders. They're a lot of degens, let's just say that. A lot of young people, as opposed to, most people who trade stocks, I imagine, are quite old. There's obviously young people who trade stocks, but crypto is more of a young man's game. I think stocks are, when I think of stocks, I think of like Warren Buffett and Peter Schiff and all the old people, even though he's a gold bug, but you know what I mean. I mean, it's not that often that you see a stock with this huge in market cap just completely landslide. However, previously when we have had these landslides in the past year or so, I mean, they're normally always followed up with a quick recovery. Tesla stock is pretty much always in a bull run. It's kind of like a baby Bitcoin. Obviously doesn't perform as well as it, but over time we do go up. I'm not really liking what we're seeing right now. We are coming into support, and I have been saying, in my past couple of videos, and this video included, I think we're closer to the bottom than the top. If Bitcoin continues to break down, like I said, 38,000, huge support, 37,500, huge support. And I said this in yesterday's video when we were down here. I was, smashing the DCA button, smashing the buy. And today, also, I am going to be buying at this level. I haven't bought anything yet, but, as of the time of recording this video, after I click stop, I will go over and buy myself some spot Bitcoin. I do not plan on leverage trading right now. I really plan on sitting on the sidelines and waiting to see what Bitcoin does. So, Facebook stock. Facebook stock is also taking a huge drop. We had the potential, to double bottom. We did not double bottom. We are moving to the downside, seeing lots of accumulation. The stock market is really telling me it's really 50-50 right now, and a lot of these stocks are on their last leg. If we come over to the SPY, you can see we have this green box of support, and technically you can draw it from down here, I guess. I think you'd probably want to have a bottom before here, but nonetheless, we've got a touch point here. We've already moved below that, so if you want to consider this the new support box, disincluding this because we've already wicked down. If we do not bottom within this vicinity for the SPY, 418 and 410 included, then unfortunately we are going to have a big landslide, in my opinion. We're picking up a lot of bearish momentum. The SPY just doesn't really look good. I mean, depending on which way you draw it, we are in a downtrend. I mean, obviously we're in a downtrend in the short term. I don't think this is going to be too long-lived. Normally the thing is with the stock market is the dumps are pretty quick, but they're very brutal. Like sometimes we chop around and then boom, we just completely landslide. Here you can see a little bit of chopping, boom. And then, like I said, within a couple of days, that was the bottom, that was done. The stock market isn't like Bitcoin. Most of the time we don't really have bear markets. We just kind of, I mean, to be fair, if you were a stock trader, this is really a bear market for you, but for a crypto trader, like an 18.5% move to the downside, that doesn't phase any crypto traders, or at least, I mean, it doesn't phase me, and I imagine it would phase some people who are new to the market. But if you're holding something you believe in for the long term and you panic after a 18 or 35% drop, then you're probably in the wrong space if you're in crypto. Nonetheless, like I said, these stock market drops, they are very quick-lived. We almost always do bottom when we do come into this range. If we come over to the Nasdaq is down on its last legs as well. Once again, we have the potentiality to come down and triple bottom. Very similar to Tesla stock, where you are on your last legs. Very similar to the DXY, where you're either on your last legs or we're about to pump through this and go to the moon. If the dollar pumps through this and gets continuation, and we see Coinbase stock, we see Tesla break through these supports, we see, well, Facebook's already making new lows, to be fair. If we see the SPY, have a solid move below 410, if we see the Nasdaq break below this potential triple bottom, And also the same for the SPX. The SPX is it is basically just the SPY, or should I say the SPY is the ETF of the SPX. So, you know, the SPX does is its own thing, but you know, they're the same thing. They move exactly in tandem, really. Let's see. Are we on SPX? SPX as well, yeah. I mean, you're down to this 1, 2, 3. This is like a quad bottom, and we're moving below this right now, depending on how you want to draw this, I guess. I don't think there is actually any other way you can draw this. I mean, if you drew it like this, then you'd be getting way less touch points. And I mean, to be fair, you could have drawn it like this. This actually has more touch points. You've got this touch point doesn't quite line up with this one, but you've got a nice touch point here, and you can see this was support, we had a bounce, and then it was resistance. So I think this lines up quite nicely, but let's go for the conservative and assume that we could potentially have a last line in the sand for the SPX and the SPY, which is, you know, coming down to this region that we're in right now. So everything is looking pretty bad. Gold is just stagnant, as it always is. I mean, gold, it kind of just trades to the side over time. I mean, if we come back, when was this? This was like 11 years ago. The all-time high for gold 11 years ago is the price where we're at today. So, you know, I don't think anyone's getting out of bed for what's going on gold right now. I don't particularly think anyone cares. The people who probably care about gold a bunch, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually hold gold. I hold a very small amount of gold compared to the amount of my portfolio, but you know, I think mainly the people who care about gold technical analysis probably don't even have YouTube in the first place, because they're probably quite old. But yeah, like I said, stock market having a very nasty breakdown. Total crypto market cap, we've actually fallen out of this as well, just like Bitcoin has fallen out of this channel. Total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin is also heading down very strongly. What else have we got? Bitcoin shorts. This is interesting. We're not seeing a huge amount of Bitcoin shorts. What this tells me is it's really not, you know, people leverage trading this to the downside. I imagine this is, you know, whales selling into a major area of support. Obviously, if you're a market maker and you want to get cheaper prices for you and your millionaire buddies, you know, you all get together, you say, look guys, everyone is talking about this ascending channel. When we come down to 39,000, boom, we all sell, and you know, it moves the market down. They come down and, you know, grab more liquidity in these greater traded areas. I've talked about this before. I don't have VPVR, but however, 39,000 is the peak for the volume profile for the visible range, so VPVR. So yeah, we're near, or we're just below the VPVR. It's really not good if we do have a solid move below 39,000 in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I think we've covered pretty much everything in the market today. Like I said, there's not a lot of shorts going on, which just tells me that, you know, people are panic selling, people are dropping their Bitcoin. Let's go check out the Fear and Greed Index. Alright, so the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, it is at 27 right now in fear, but do bear in mind this was flashed 7 hours ago when the price was a lot higher, so I don't think we have had an update on our Fear and Greed right now. No, we haven't. The last time it uploaded, like I said, or updated, was right here at 27. I imagine we're probably back down in the, you know, 23 as well, considering we were at 23 to 24 yesterday in extreme fear. I imagine we've probably taken the cake and maybe moved a bit further down to the downside. So, you know, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I think there's a lot of signs that the bottom is near, and, you know, if the bottom isn't near, then we're going to have a very harsh time, because if, you know, like I said, Tesla keeps on falling, Coinbase keeps on making new lows, the dollar keeps pumping, you know, your tech stocks like Facebook are dumping, the SPY is coming down into its last legs down here, which I do think it will bottom out, by the way. It is just something to keep in mind. The Nasdaq rather is coming down to your last line of support in this potential triple bottom. The SPX stock market coming down to a potential quadruple bottom. And, you know, like I said, we don't have like a hell of a lot of places that we could bounce. You know, a move down, say for example, if we came down to these previous previous wicks that we had down here, you know, this could potentially be a 6% move to the downside. And bear in mind, you know, the S&P is down, you know, not even 3% today. It's down, you know, approximately 2.5%. So you could imagine what another 6% would do to the crypto market. It would absolutely decimate a lot of your altcoins and Bitcoin. So that's all I see for Bitcoin. That's all I see for the stock market. Once again, keep your eyes on Bitcoin. I almost feel like it's somewhat, you know, pointless to make altcoin analysis while we're waiting for Bitcoin to make a macro decision, because, you know, it doesn't matter if you've got an inverse head and shoulders, a head and shoulders, it doesn't matter, you know, all of the analysis you're going to do on altcoins, it's going to go right out the window if Bitcoin decides to have a huge reversal. Like, for example, you know, your altcoins might look like they're on their deathbed, they might have broken below the last leg, and then Bitcoin has a huge pump, and it's going to carry everything up. And, you know, on the flip side, Bitcoin moves below, you know, like I said, I think we're going to have a lot of support around 37.5, 34, then we've got support at 33, and like I said, I don't think we'd be coming back to 28. It is not like Bitcoin to come back to a macro target. If anything, we come back but make a higher low. Like, for example, here you can see 28 or 29, and then, you know, a bunch of months later we come back but we're at 33. So I think if anything, 33, 34 could be a decent place to come back for Bitcoin. Maybe 34, spook out a lot of the bulls. But yeah, like I said, that is all I've got for you today. I'm not going to make any altcoin videos today because I almost just feel like it is pretty much going to go out the window. I might make a quick single video kind of encompassing everything that's going on with the altcoins, but yeah, nonetheless, I'll upload Bitcoin last as always. So that's all I've got for you today. As always, not financial advice, cowboy out. And yeah, if you do want to join that Discord that I mentioned in the top, just go down in the description, join it, and yeah, that's all I've got for you. So cowboy out, not financial advice, and as always, peace.